Hi. I'm so happy to do this with you. Liana, we're both nervous.
But it's special.
Yeah. But no, it's so special to be with Annamarie. I think that's to me the privilege of actually chatting to you about your life as an OT. That's to me lekker. Okay. What actually led you to become an OT?
And I always knew I wanted to work with children, but I was not sure what field. And then in my matric year, I went for psychological testing, and the psychologist suggested that I should consider OT.
Was it kind of common thing in those old days?
Not so much. It was not a common profession, although my mom was a sister at Addington Hospital, and then she arranged for me to actually go and visit the OT department there. And
At the hospital?
At the hospital.
Okay.
And you know who was the OT in charge there?
Who?
Robin Eubank.
Oh, Robin! Oh, wow!
Yeah,
Hey!
so I actually visited, and Robin actually took me through what OT is and showed me around, and so I went in to study OT, but I always knew that I wanted to work with children.
But at that stage, you ever go visit any of the pediatric departments? Because I think Brown School was there, Open Air was there.
No, I didn't. Okay. I just knew I wanted to work with children despite.
Okay, so then where were you going to study?
Tway College for Occupational Therapy.
Wasn't that at that stage the diploma still?
Yes, it was a 3-year diploma course. Yeah,
And that self-actualization, what's that thing of hers? Did she start it then already?
But the Tway was gone already.
Okay.
She wasn't there anymore. But the levels of creative ability, model of creative ability.
That's what it is, yeah.
Was definitely very much part of our course. Very much.
Oh, wow. And then if you look at your career as an OT after studying?
Yes, maybe to say that I qualified in 1978.
I was in school then.
Yeah, and interesting, I started to work in adult mental health. My first job was at Sterkfontein Hospital in Krugersdorp. And in 1980 we moved to Pretoria.
When you say you mean your family or Marius?
Marius and myself, we were married then. I married in my third year.
In your third year? Wow.
My final year, yes, very young. Yes. But I also need to say we married 45 years ago.
Wow, this year?
This year, yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
We were,
in June?
Yeah, we were married for 45 years. Yeah, so, but then I was transferred to Westkoppies Hospital. And I got the opportunity to go and work at the children's unit.
Oh, wow.
There, and what was very interesting is that, the two OTs there was Erna Engels and Sharon Swenson.
I've heard her name.
Yes, and they actually were busy with sensory integration. They had their own training, and that we had a sensory integration area there. And I actually thought, I don't know, I think that must have been the first SI area for kids in mental health, because if I now think back, at that stage, SI was not really in child mental health. So I realized that they actually did groundbreaking work there. But that's when I got exposed to SI for the first time. But I moved to private practice then in 1991, and I know I'm lying, in 1988.
In
Pretoria,
yeah.
Yeah. And had a practice at my home, which was very, very nice. And I really treasure those years.
And were the kids born by then?
Marisa was born in 1982 and Marius 1986. Yeah, so they were there, part of the journey.
And where in the house did you work?
I initially had just like a single garage and an office, and then when the practice took flight, we actually built on a new practice for me, which I really treasured and spent many
And your SI part of your PEDS, did that start a bit later or then
No,
already?
then already. Then I was
Oh, wow.
already. No, I started with my training doing the skisset when I was still at Westkoppies Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we moved to Bloemfontein in 1991, and then I started private practice there. But I wasn't long in private practice there before I applied for a post at Letty Fischer School. It was a school for mentally challenged or mentally handicapped at that stage children, and I started their first OT department there. In a
Did you start there?
rondavel, yes, in a rondavel.
In a round rondel.
And what was amazing for me is that I thought I'm going to learn the children about SI. And then I got a lot of lessons from the children. I learned so much from those children, and I spent many.
Does anything they did stand out to you?
I think, yes, I think moments that stand out for me is where children intervened and saved students. And that was actually Corina Botha,
Who was saved?
Chairperson of CEC. We had an animal farm, a small little enclosed area with animals, like a petting zoo.
Yeah.
And Corina had one of the children in there, but there was a goat. And the goat actually, she had the child on her hip, and the goat actually went for her. And then one of the bigger children at the school intervened and actually grabbed the goat on his ear, on his ears, and turned the poor goat's ears till he let them go. So so I have many
good
moments,
memories.
memories of these other children there. And I was also privileged to, when I moved to the university, to be the lecturer who oversee the Letty Fischer as a clinical area.
And then you had all the experience from there.
Yeah, but going back there and spending time there and spending time with the OTs there was very, very special.
Yeah.
So after, and then I was only there for 2 years, and then I got a call from Mr. Murray from the university to say whether I would be interested in a post there. And I applied, yes, and I got the post in 1994.
But you've done quite a long road with Mr. Murray, if I ever remember the stories.
Yeah, there's plenty stories of a man who I have such a huge respect for of what he's done for OT and OT in South Africa, and specifically for OT in the Free State, and then for the Department of Occupational Therapy at the university.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then I remained at the university for 26 years till I retired, and at the end of 2020.
It's quite a long period.
Yeah.
So, but if you actually, and your journey with IEC, when did that start, or what was that journey?
Okay, that started in now I must quickly think back, 1982 when I joined SAIC. It was around about that time when I joined SAIC.
I can't remember the dates either.
Yeah, but I just know
In the
that
80s?
that I became board member in 1988.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so...
And what was your first portfolio on the board?
I can't remember what the portfolio was called actually, Ryan, but what I do remember, my first important project that I had for SAIC was the revision of the equipment booklets.
Oh, I've still got those original booklets,
Yes,
eh?
I did that. I did the revision of the SAIC.
Have you still got those booklets?
Yes, I do have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my first projects. Yeah.
I still give it to people to use. But it just shows you some lovely ideas and grading and...
Yeah, it is very useful,
Yeah.
those books. Yeah. We should actually revisit them and have them maybe...
Is that a retirement project?
No.
That should be a retirement project.
No.
And then, in your journey with IEC, so you did that one, when did you become chair?
Right, and now we're going to have to look the date at the
Okay.
But I will never forget, Anna used to actually phone me to say whether I will consider to be chairperson, and I thought, no ways, there's no ways that I can do that. And and she said, no, wait, calm down, let me tell you what a chairperson does. And she actually said, you know what, you're the director of this orchestra. So you need to direct this orchestra. And yeah, she convinced me in the end, and I'm very grateful for that because I've learned such a lot.
I'll come with a joke. At least you didn't tell us where to sit on the tables. I was part of the board when Anna was chair.
Yeah.
And remember when she just separates certain
that
board members because they
need to
spoke too much.
Yeah, I need to be separated.
So thank you for not
sitting
doing that to us.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I think I was in my beginning stage of the board when you were chair. I thought, wow, this lady is amazing. She just knows so much. And I'm like, sure, there's lots to do still. And if you look at your memories?
Yeah, there are so many, right, and
Let's go for your OT memories,
Yes.
and then we'll go for Sahisi memories.
Yeah, maybe in terms of my OT memories, my first memories that has contributed a lot to who I became as an OT is from the Scorpies Hospital at the children unit. I was very privileged to work with in a mental health team that was just so good, and so had experts in the field there. Of Esther Swart and Isak Gelderblom and the psychologist. Yeah, it was just an amazing team. So I learned from them what teamwork is about. And I think that's something that also attracted me at Sahisi is the teamwork. Because if a team works well together, you can save the Titanic. Yeah. So yeah, and that was my first experience of incredible teamwork. So yeah, that. And then my practice in Pretoria was very special. I have very special memories of OTs that worked for me there, and children. I still have gifts from children that I've seen, and I often wonder where they are, and they must be in their 30s already.
40s.
40s.
They might be students on the courses.
I often wondered, when one will get one of the children that you saw in practice, children, and meet them as OTs.
That's amazing.
And then in terms of my 24 years at Korfsies, there's
24 years, wow.
24 years, there's 26, it was 26 years, sorry, 26. There's so many memories, and I can divide the memories into students, into staff, colleagues, and then into clinical staff that I have very precious moments. So there's just so much to treasure.
But to me, what's so lovely is when you come to a course and you can see your past students, so happy to see you, and then when they're so proud of the SI knowledge, which is often above other students, because SI was fantastic at courses.
I must say that's something that I am proud of, right? And is the sense integration knowledge that was embedded in our course. Very basic, and but it was there. It was there, and I think we ignited, and I want to acknowledge Elise Jansen van Rensburg here as well, because we worked alongside for a long time. I think we ignited many lights in students in terms of going the SI route.
But if I remember chatting to you over the years, is that you actually scaffolded, I'm using the SI word now, but you actually scaffolded over the years. So it wasn't something that suddenly came in the fourth year.
No.
You sort of bring it in,
very early
and I think that was to me, I often thought, wow, if you could do that at your university, where you just bring it in at the level where they are, each year a little bit.
Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah. So
And now I know of memories. I thought, wow, look at Annamarie in the Sahisi world. They are amazing memories, I think.
Yeah, there's so many, right? And I am so grateful for my journey with Sahisi, and I can't even start making a list. But I don't think I would have been where I am if it wasn't for Sahisi in terms of my career. And self development and self many things. But Saisi has meant a lot to me in my career, but then also in terms of personal. And I think the friendships that has made over the years. And here we are sitting on a bed in a hotel. Drinking a glass of wine.
And the two very opposite people. I think my memory is the one board meeting when we shared a room. And everybody said, Annamarie and Ryan.
Yeah, it was in Bloemfontein.
Yeah. They couldn't believe that the century overreactive and the century seeker were in a room together.
Yeah.
And to me, I must say, to me, that privilege of having someone who actually, I only have very few people that actually can, I don't want to say control, it's not that word, but doesn't patronize me.
Yeah.
So for me, I will forever be grateful for that thing of not patronizing my madness, but actually channeling it.
And in a certain sense, right, and it's also embracing, because I've got such a lot of respect for you in terms of knowing your challenges and just seeing you grown over the years also in Saisi and what you've accomplished. I think it's, that's needs to be saluted as well.
But you often talk about the Saisi tribe.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's the people there that don't judge, that support, and can I say, cherish, channel people in what they are good with. And you can only do that if there is love.
And a supportive environment. Yeah.
But then at some stages you've had to, we all maybe as a tribe, is actually not admonish, I can't put a nice word, to say, this is the line we follow.
Mm.
And that's
setting borders, like
setting boundaries.
Boundaries, like you said, I've set such beautiful boundaries without kid on the practical that we have to.
But it's so nice because a good family and tribe will actually say, no, you're going a little bit off now, come back in. And that is done in absolute love.
In a loving way, yeah. I think that's also one of the reasons why I stayed on with Saisi. I never considered going off the board because, it's just such a warm family, supportive environment that it was easy to just make myself available, 2 years after 2 years after 2 years. But it's now time.
But as you carry on lecturing, you're still going to do it. And if you look at the involvement in your sensory spaces, which we'll come to, I suppose when it comes to some more highlights, that those are the things where you still will play that role. Yeah. So let's get to these fantastic, I know what I think are really highlights, but let's see what you see as highlights.
Sure. I think I can't, the highlights was the overseas congresses that I was able to, and it started off with the incredible honor of Suzanne Smith-Rowley inviting me to present as a guest speaker at 2006 Congress. It was the annual research symposium, and I presented on the topic of sensory integration, function and dysfunction in samples of typical and atypical developing children, South African children.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first.
So which one was the award one? Because all I remember is Suzanne saying, Ra'anne, you have to come for this conference and we're getting an award, but we can't tell her. And then luckily they got me there.
Yeah, and that was also so special.
Which year was it?
2011.
2011. So you did a few more between that, taking Marissa.
Yes, Marissa, my daughter, also accompanied me, and actually Elise. Elise and Mandy Stein, with the 3 young OTs. It was then that we actually visited the AIRS clinic.
And then often your sister?
My sister accompanied me 2 times.
And I must, you guys teach me how to shop. Annamarie and her sister were my shoppers. Annamarie's got the most amazing ability to shop and know what.
Now my sister beat me.
And Marius often went with you.
Yes, he also did. I think 2 or 3 times that he did. And Marisa accompanied me actually in the last one in America. In 2013. She also accompanied me again. And it was special. The first time when we went, when she went with, she was actually pregnant with Carlay.
Was she? Wow.
Yeah, and when we got onto, we flew Emirates, and when we got onto the flight and in Dubai, they bumped us up to business class. And Marisa and myself was flying business class from Dubai to LA, that was an incredible experience because I would never be able to afford it in my life. So yeah, we got that.
It takes me to a memory.
Which one?
The one in the hotel in Dubai.
Yeah.
We walk in a hotel, and the bathroom and toilet you can see from the bed. And we're trying to save money.
It's behind glass.
Yeah, it is behind Bristol. We're trying to save money, and then you and what's his name? Talita said, let's go for a more expensive one. So we won't have it. And when we walk in, Talita and myself see this glass in the toilet again. We'd missed that they were blinds.
Yeah, that you can actually pull down. So yeah, that was very funny.
And then the award you got, what was that for?
Okay, that was the. Now I must just quickly think. It was the.
It was an international award.
Yeah, it was an international one, but I have to now think. Okay, it was the Sonia Martins Lopez International Award, and with this award, it was by the Congress was presented by Pediatric Therapy Network, but with that award, they honored an outstanding individual from outside the United States for promoting sense integration and practice sense integration and
I think
practice.
maybe Sahisi and myself were more proud than what you thought. It was to us this proud moment. South Africa, here we come.
Yeah, it was very, very, very special. Yeah.
And any more with your international? Because you've had a vital role with international.
Yeah, I was just so privileged, and I can't talk about this without thanking people like Suzanne Smith Rowley and Zoe Malou, who was just so embracing and so. I think I learned one thing from the Americans and from the ASI OTs in America, is that how they actually support one another, how they carry one another. How they really just there for each other and how they help each other with research.
Yeah.
I think we still got to get there, but I think that's where because that's one of the reasons why ASI research is so strong, is because they are so supportive and they join research projects and just help each other. Yeah.
And I must say, they really looked up to you also. You might not have seen it. I saw it.
No, I appreciate that, because I think it was a privilege to do research with them. That I have publications with Zoe, with Suzanne, and then also with a whole group as well. So of American OTs, actually international OTs. Yeah, and I'm just very thankful.
And what about all the European international things?
Yeah, you also accompanied me on quite a few of those. But yes, there was I think the one that we went to, you also went to, is the one in 2015.
Was it the Birmingham one?
Yeah, the Birmingham one.
I missed the Finland.
Oh, was it? Yeah, okay, yeah, the Finland.
The Birmingham one.
Yeah, the Finland one was the one where the ACE 2020 project started, and the whole EASY one started. Yeah. So. But yes, 2015 was the European Congress for Sensory Integration, where I was also invited as a guest speaker, and I talked on sensory integration assessment and intervention in third world settings.
And what you won't say is that in that whole Congress, there was one standing ovation, and you got the standing ovation, hey? No, it's when they're back to earth, that was like...
Yeah, that was.
They were like, wow.
Beginning, it was incredible. I was presenting, and they were still building. Students and so many people still building.
Oh, your photos were like hot off the press.
Hot off the press. Yeah. Yeah, and then can you remember in 2016 we the two of us went back to do the meetings.
Oh, that meeting.
The ISI meeting.
And we shared a room again.
Yes, we shared a room again, and we survived. Yeah, and then
Really?
2017 we did the Vienna,
Vienna one.
Austria
Yeah,
one, and
yeah.
then Red Smith went with
us,
us.
yeah.
So she was chairperson of SAIS at that time, and yeah.
And that's when we got the cup to carry on in
the
it.
cup to carry on,
And
yeah.
The next,
And the same year, 2017, I was invited to present at Congress in Spain, in Alicante in Spain. And there I presented actually on my PhD, which was a training in sense integration to give an international perspective
was that with Isabella?
of training. So?
Who was with Isabella?
Yeah, Isabella. Yeah, so and then Marius went with me. And then in the last one, we also went together. Hong Kong.
Yeah, and that's when Brian and Marius got hit it off.
And there I presented on designing and building low-cost playgrounds to provide enriched sensory experiences. Yeah, so that was more or less the overseas congresses, but now you have the privilege to go to the
Brazil one.
Brazil
I miss
one.
you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I
So
miss
I
you.
had my chances and I had my opportunities, and I'm very grateful for that. It's now time to let go.
And what else of SAIS are those memories that stand out?
Yeah,
Or your
I
career
think,
memories?
Yeah, I think in terms of can I quickly go back to congresses, because I think we need to say what a huge
Take a break
privilege.
for one first and we carry on.
What huge privilege it was to just let me finish this one.
Sorry, I didn't even. Finish.
It was for us to present the first international sensory integration congress in 2018 here in South Africa.
ISIC.
The ISIC, the first ISIC congress, which is now continuing, and you're going to how many years it's now there?
It was that one, and then after us it was the one in...
No, the one that should have taken place in America, and it didn't take
Well,
place.
it was half virtual last year.
Yeah, but no, except
Then it was online,
one.
and now Brazil is the next one.
So you're actually going to be attending the in-person second one.
The third one.
Yeah, so but it was a huge privilege for SAIS, and I think we've all got very good memories of that.
Good memories,
Presenting it in Cape Town and making a huge success of it. Yeah.
No, I think people were quite impressed with us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, some more SAIS memories. I think if I think of individuals in SAIS, I need to mention names like Celia Kotkin, Elna Jooste, Joy Vonnie Blackburn, and Viv Arles, who were instrumental in my journey in different ways, but I would like to acknowledge them and also what they meant for SAIS, the huge role they played in SAIS. Yes, and the current members that I am journeying with that I would like to acknowledge is you, Rayanne. I think we've built such a special relationship over the years. It's actually difficult for me to put it into words and to describe it. But just thinking back, we actually survived the Skisset Easy conversion, and now we're busy surviving the Sipped Easy conversion, and we're busy surviving load shedding at the moment. Okay, but I know we have travelled so many places,
it's been
locally and internationally, and there's so many treasured moments which I will still thinking on the stoop of the old age home.
I think we're both treasured them.
We'll be remembering them, So just please know that I really treasure our relationship.
No, I do so much also treasure it. I think even if I look at all I'm thinking of the priority up and down. Annamarie and myself now get priority booking on the aeroplanes.
And talking of that, I think the next person is Aletta.
Yes.
I can't remember for how many years has Aletta been on the board. Do you know how long Aletta has been on the board?
Sure. I couldn't know.
But for me,
it was before. It was when you were chair already, hey?
Yes.
No, I think she's an absolute backbone.
Yeah, so
we couldn't be without her.
I just want to salute Aletta and thank her for the role she's played in SAIS and where SAIS is today. and then one of the another person that I would like to acknowledge is Marie.
Yeah.
I think Marie was an exceptional chairperson
Yes,
with her very unique abilities. And then also I think the other reason why I would like to acknowledge her is her journeying with me, starting with the Back to Earth playgrounds, just offering to come and build, because she also has a passion for children growing up in low socioeconomic settings. And then for the playgrounds, the whole concept of the playground. So she started building on a voluntary basis. And I think we've built 4 or 5 playgrounds together now. And I would like to thank her, because I think it was also her initiative to adopt the playground project, which
spaces.
is now going to be sensory spaces. And we've built the first sensory spaces playground in March this year at Mtonieni, which was just such a privilege. And so I have a very special relationship with Marie as well.
And I don't think you always realise what sensory spaces is going to mean to the future of South Africa. I know it's your absolute baby, but have it to pass it to do it with Marie, and then pass it on is that whole thing of always looking at the younger generation
to take it further. I think the reality is, right, and coming from where we came from, I haven't got a business head. I haven't got, and for a project like Sensory Spaces to really flourish and reach more and more kids, we need some funding and we need some business savvy, and I hope that the younger generation will be able to take the project further and so that it really reaches more kids and contribute to the children's development in South Africa, especially those that will never be able to afford sense integration.
So SAICI board members, are you listening? SAICI members, are you listening? Thou will take it forward, because Annamarie has a memory, we have to do it.
Yeah.
No, I think it will. It's very, very exciting. And any more SAICI that I haven't thought of?
Not at this moment, right?
I do remember lemon laser.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Maybe share lemon laser with
also,
people.
Yes, I will. But I also like Emerential.
Yeah.
We've most of our career, of our time with SAICI together, we shared rooms before we had the privilege of having our own rooms. But Annamarie and myself also had a very, very special journey, and she's very dear to my heart. But the lemon laser is Corina. And it actually started at...
It was when I was chair.
Okay.
So I think you were trying to shut me up when I talk too much.
No, not at all.
I know you would.
No, let me tell you the whole story behind it. When we flew from Bloem to the board meeting, one of us had a knife, a pocket knife in our luggage.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually me, because I became
Lem. Yeah.
And then Corina did something about something was going out of the laser, and that's how we became Lemon Laser.
And for the next 2 years, when I was chair, for about 3 years, they would sit in a meeting. And if somebody carried on talking too long, then Lem would say, cut it off. Like, stop now. Or laser, when they basically used it to keep us all in line.
Yeah.
We didn't have PowerPoint for meetings in those. No, we did. Corina started them.
Yeah, Corina was very good with PowerPoint.
Yeah, she started the PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Wow. It was hard to follow that one.
Yeah.
And I do remember your humour with Stella Sims.
Yes, Stella was, we had many wonderful moments, and we lectured together, and
they in Spear playing in the water, in the fountain with our feet. It was Sue Troutman.
Yeah, it was with Sue Troutman. Yeah, no. Stella is also very dear, and I think also she is a very special person with also a lot of knowledge, and she was very particular. She presented on SASSI too.
Oh yeah.
Test administration was her thing. Very particular and very adamant that this is how things are get done.
She and Barbara always said, watch the students, participants on the course. They would have notes about who sits where.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were lovely memories.
Yeah.
And I do remember the fact that you always made sure we brought international speakers into South Africa. So I'm hoping it'll come back after COVID and everything changes.
I really are, because I think that also contributed to the fact that we are acknowledged internationally. Is that we really made sure that we stay ahead of the latest developments and the latest research, and make sure that we did some quality assurance checks by bringing in the international experts.
So from our retirement, we're going to remind the board, eh?
Yes, we will.
You guys are getting some lessons from us now, okay? Okay. But so besides, I think we've gone through a lot of things. Were there any other memories or moments that stood out to you?
Sure.
Because I know the Saisi memories, and those we shared.
Yeah. That's what I think my career is so flooded with Sahisi memories. But I think one for me that also stands out is receiving my PhD at the late age of 60 years.
Wow, you got it.
Yes, but and in saying that, I'm so glad that I did persist and completed that, because I learned so much in that journey, and I hope that in the future, I think I was a little bit ahead of my time of designing a master's course in essence integration. But I hope that somewhere that will still become a
It was
reality.
ahead of her time. And if I think about the way you fought for making our SI courses, either SACWA, I don't know what else you fought for to get this course.
Still fighting that fight.
I know you're still fighting the fight, but we have to get other people to help you fight the fight.
Yeah.
But Annamarie has actually persisted. Suzanne gave that book and she persisted. Remember that book? And she persisted.
Yeah, I still got it. Yeah.
And she persisted. So Annamarie, and she persisted to get some accreditation for our courses.
Yeah,
But it's a long journey.
Yeah.
And some journeys are longer.
Yeah, they are longer. Yeah.
And what? Okay, let's go for some accomplishments outside your career.
I am just being a wife, a mother, and a grandmother.
And having the whole lot in Kleinmond under one roof.
Yeah.
And a granny to be for Marius soon.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, no, it is.
That is exciting. But I think your family has always been important to you.
Yeah, and I think I wouldn't have been able to have been where I am if it hasn't been for my family. I'm so grateful to Marius and Marisa and son Marius as well, because if they haven't allowed me the space and the time to do what I've done, that I wouldn't have been,
And I always remember your Marius looking after me in America. Ran, why are you not back yet? Ran, where are you now?
Yeah, he's very caring. He's very caring.
He's very caring.
Special, yeah, he's very special.
But anything else that stands out to you?
At this stage, I think my mind has gone blank.
I think everybody's drinking a little bit less wine than me. And I think the mind is... Sorry. I was so proudly.
Yeah.
But what about any memories from kids? Besides the kids in Letty. Maybe think of your treatment kids. I remember certain kids like Julia.
Yeah.
That session. And the two of you just took a bond.
Yeah, there's many, and it's so difficult but there's so many kids that were so special in my journey. And one maybe I saw him at the practice, still at the varsity. We had a private practice at the varsity, which was also special.
Yeah.
I think also the first one in South Africa. It was a little boy who was blind and also mentally challenged. But when initially it was a big blow to my ego, because as soon as his father rang the bell for the practice, and his father was a pastor,
Sorry, wait for the
when they
story.
started crying as if the world is going to end. And I tried my best to get Henry to just get regulated and to try and see him in the practice, and I just couldn't. We tried, I think, 3 or 4 times, and the pastor had to leave with his son. And then I decided I'm going to go home. I'm going to see him at home. And yeah, that changed everything. And then getting him back, and he was okay. The bell could ring at in the front of the practice, and then he would come in. Yeah, and we started therapy. Yeah, that's one of the special. There's many special.
But I think those humbling things are the ones that actually.
There's a lot of
There are lots. Ask me last year.
yeah.
But I think those humbling things are the ones that just show you how vulnerable the kid is, but also how vulnerable we are.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these tools.
Yeah.
And they're going, you need some more tools. And you really got to. And I think that vulnerability of looking at yourself and saying, what must I change here? Like you're going to the house. Saying, I have to change. I can't expect the child to. I have to make a plan.
Absolutely.
And adapt to his needs to get to him, because that is what I have to do.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure.
I must say, that about Pete is amazing.
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah.
They just keep you on your knees.
Yeah, they do keep you on your knees, yeah. But it's very special to see them 20 years later as well, and they are doing well, and they're good.
That
and,
fascinates me. Eh?
Yeah.
When you think it's not going to happen, and that's the part is we should trust the process, but somehow we still sometimes don't always trust
Trust
it,
the process.
or ourselves,
We want to
or
trust,
doubt.
We want to trust ourselves, and we doubt ourselves. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, but maybe that humbleness actually has got a place also. It's a hard thing between being confident and being humble.
Yeah.
That thing between the two. So, how about? Oh, I've never thought how do you describe yourself. I'm looking. Sorry, Liana, we're looking at these questions and we're thinking, yo.
Okay, let me try. I think first of all, grateful towards my Heavenly Father, because I think I wouldn't have been here, and He gave me talents, and so I'm just very thankful for that. And then I'm also very passionate about what I do, often to my own detriment and to my family's detriment. Passionate and driven, but also an introvert. I'm really introvert. So it's not always easy for me. It's not easy for me to speak at congresses and to, being an introvert, and adding to that with a lot of
With the extrovert next to you.
Yes, but with a lot of sensory integration challenges myself in terms of sensory sensitivities and definite praxis issues. But I think the gift of that is being in the field is knowing yourself much better and being able to.
But I've seen you on courses pick up on the girls and support them. No one knows it. And you can see it. And just that humbleness and that motherly side of just actually going there and just taking them through it.
Yeah, and I think it's because I've walked the road.
Yeah, you walked the road.
Yeah.
And then, I know you won't say it, but I really, me, Ryan would describe you, as always being thankful and humble. And grateful what Saisi and other people have given to you.
Yeah.
But then you actually forget what you've given to other people sometimes.
Oh.
So there's a lesson. Just remember to say thank you to what you are actually giving other people and the role model that you've given to other people. And to me, you just say it in the right, you're always ethically correct with what you say. No, but you went through the comparisons, okay? Bombarder, straight, honest. And Annamarie is a person of few words. But when the words come out, they're profound. No, you are. You think about what you do.
Not always.
Like internationally. Internationally, you had them stop it, listen. You guys are going the wrong way. And it's a gift to do it in a humble, loving way. So maybe that's what I've learned.
Thank you.
So what motivates you?
Okay, so
Your passion.
yeah, well, definitely my passion, but I think firstly my relationship with my heavenly Father.
Yeah.
I cannot go without that. Yeah, and then my husband, my children, and my grandchildren. They are great motivation for me in what I do, and yeah, so I will really be forever grateful for them allowing me to do what I did in my profession. Yeah, and then also, I just realized this week again how motivated I get when I do training, when I have the privilege to have students. Well, this is not participants, but to have students, and the huge responsibility of having to carry over your knowledge and your skills to other people. But for me, it's an incredibly motivating experience. So, yeah.
I must say, I go back to this week. That was really exceptional this week. About that task that we have to pass the knowledge on in a way that is on the right level and take responsibility. It's not just a course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not just a course. It's about making those lectures. Each one must count to the full extent.
Yeah, right. And there, I want to give you credit in terms of you did this par excellence in this course right from the start.
So that's before we're changing lots.
As course leader, you just really took the responsibility of how are we going to get this digestible and to a level where the students or the participants would really, really learn and benefit and get the most out of what we have to offer.
But you can only do it with a team.
Yeah, and it was an exceptional team.
That is prepared to look at what is best for the participants and what do they learn on each course and what at this level is best for them and not for the lecturer. It was what is best for them.
Yeah, it's never an easy road, especially now with the easy and doing this. Doing the SIP and the easy together. Some half of the participants have done the easy, half of the participants have done the SIP, and luckily we had one child on the SIP and one child on the easy.
And then we've had to learn to do M3 and mechanics, which we both have been trained for so many years, and it is not our.
Yeah.
It's not a passion, but it's actually becoming a passion of mine, which I never thought.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this is a hard one. Okay, what are your plans for the future? That's the easy one. Besides in Claremont to be there for all your extended family and Marius.
I think my first one is to becoming more successful and trying to retire. Because I'm
well, when you know how, please tell me.
Yeah, I will.
Please give me the.
It's not easy.
Please. I'm looking up at you as my mentor. Please tell me how.
Yeah, it's not easy. But in saying that, I am so grateful because in terms of who I am, I would not just be able to walk out of an office and close the door and
no, you won't.
Walk away. So it's just not who I am. I would not survive.
Yeah.
And then I think in terms of future in Ansayisi, is I would really like to remain involved with the Sensory Spaces project for a year or two still.
Or 3 or 4 or 5.
I just know my body is not allowing me to do, but even if I could,
you can sit on your chair there with your hat on your head
with umbrella
and tell us what to do.
But I would like to remain involved in that, and then also hopefully getting SAIC accredited and registered as a private higher institution training body. So
this is a hard one because I know you're such a humble person. How would you like to be remembered?
This is the one that I haven't thought about.
I think it's when you're a humble, giving person. You don't think.
I think being remembered for changing. Oh, now I'm going to get emotional about this. Is changing the lives of children who would never be able to afford sensory integration therapy, because there's so many children out there that needs sensory integration, but we would never be able to therapy all the children, but But if we could get to a place where we could reach more children, and I don't think sensory spaces is the only solution. I think there's other solutions as well, and I want to challenge the current
youth
generation with that. How are we going to really reach more children than just those children that can afford it? Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's not how you would like to be remembered. It's what you would like to pass on.
Yeah.
You know, knowing you as a humble person. And which I think is exactly what your dreams are for OT and SAIC in South Africa also. Actually covers both.
Yeah, I think so, Ryan. Yeah. And I think in terms of OT in South Africa, I think for me a little bit of a sad part in terms of our profession here in South Africa is I think we are much more acknowledged internationally.
Than what you are acknowledged.
That is, in terms of sense integration, we are much more acknowledged internationally than we are acknowledged locally.
You're actually so right. Hey?
Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that because I know internationally, I know with your whole data collection thing, I mean, the international people saying, yo, this South Africa, they get things done.
Yeah,
and
but it's not, that was a team effort and member effort, and that was amazing
but it's
spanpoging.
But this shows you how team together can pull off what a lot of other countries couldn't.
And which is acknowledged internationally. So,
They think it's amazing, and we don't think
we just did what we had to do. Yeah.
So this is an interesting one. What advice or wisdom? Maybe you can pass it on to me, and then I can help and learn more.
Yeah.
What's the wisdom, or what's that?
Sure. Yeah, I think the first one is never give up.
Persist.
Persist, yes, persist. That's right.
And she persisted.
And she persisted, yeah. So never give up. And I think the second one for me would be remain at the forefront of the developments in the field.
And you brought research into it also, because it does.
That's the only
give
way
credibility.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And you're amazing in your year of moving to Claremont. I think you spend more time helping other people with their research than actually enjoying your move to Claremont.
Yeah, that was quite a challenge, still having postgrad students. But I'm very proud of the 3 students that completed, and especially the 2 PhDs that did it in sensory integration and with the easy. So I'm very proud of Elsha and of Tarina. Yeah.
I must say, this has been really lekker to chat to you.
Yeah, but there's another one.
What other comment have you got?
Of wisdoms and advice is to never underestimate yourself. Because I think a lot of OTs tend to underestimate themselves, and one needs really to value and enjoy your journey, no matter how many challenges. There's always going to be challenges, but to enjoy the journey while you face the challenges.
And then one change you can make to somebody that you don't know about. Eh?
Yeah.
That's
Changing one child's life is good enough.
Because they will change it. If you make them change, then they'll change the next one's life.
Yeah.
And ach man, this has been lekker.
Yeah, it has been. I've been resistant, to be persistent to do this interview. But it's been great. You're a great interviewer. Thank you, Anne.
What do I know? I just do what I think I should do. Leonie, you can enjoy putting this into words, because that I can't do. Annamarie will send you some things you can put in words. But good luck, sissy, because ons het nou lekker gekuier, ek en Annamarie, hoor. Love you, bye. Hoe stop ek die ding?